just want to start out with tell me your name.
Sure. My name is Elizabeth Callip, also known as the Delicate Flower. It's true. Delicate flower.
She's delicate.
You can tell.
Yeah.
Delicate.
Absolutely. Tell me, how did you first meet Pat Penalty? How did you first become involved with Pat Penalty?
Okay, so back in 2007, I just graduated college. I was working at the American Cancer Society, and I heard about this extreme fundraiser to climb Mount Kilimanjaro. And I'd been a marathon runner, I loved endurance things, and thought, oh, okay, I can probably like climb a mountain. Where's Kilimanjaro? So did some research, and then found out that through Pack Paddle and Ski, the American Cancer Society was doing this journey up the mountain. So I signed up for that, and then just arrived in Tanzania earlier than I was supposed to, without one bag, and somehow managed to get to the Springlands Hotel to be greeted by Rick and the rest of the people who were climbing. That was my very first introduction to Pack Paddle Ski.
And then where did it go from there?
So when I was a young teenager, I told my mom I was going to live and work in Africa with people who have AIDS. Part of the plan, I guess. And so shortly before I went to Tanzania, I got this, I'm a person of faith and just really felt like I'm going to work at an orphanage. I don't know how that's going to happen. So the last afternoon of our trip, after climbing Mount Kilimanjaro and almost having pulmonary edema, which we think may have happened, survived. We visited an orphanage that was right down the hill from where we were staying, and I just knew I was going back. So I was back in the States for a few months, and then in January of 2009, I remember calling Rick and saying, I need to go back to Tanzania. I don't really know what to do, but I need to go back to this orphanage. There's something about it. And so he had said, oh, we just started Journeys of Solutions, this nonprofit. So why don't you create a project and you can run it through Journeys of Solutions, and then we can sort of go from there. And so we kept talking over the next few months. So I went back in July with a family to the orphanage as sort of a scouting trip, and raised a bunch of money. We built a roof on the veranda, played with the kids for like 2.5 weeks, I guess. And then before I even left Tanzania, I knew I was going back. And I had also, meanwhile, applied to graduate school for international development and was rejected. They said you need 3 months of international development experience to even be considered to be a strong candidate. So I thought, I'll go back to Tanzania for 3 months. That'll be great. That was back in 2009, and I've lived there. I lived there part-time for about 3 years and then full-time for 2. So all of that happened from Pack Paddle and Ski.
So now we're fast forward 3 years, 2 years. Are you back home in the States?
I am. So in 2014, last year, I moved back because I was working pretty much without any sort of support system over there. Was very burnt out, very tired. Still manage one of the programs through Journeys of Solutions. We have 18 or 19 children who are sponsored in primary school or secondary school, so in elementary, middle, and high school. So I still do that just from the state side. For right now, I'm just home, being with friends and family, coming up here as much as I can. I'll eventually go back to the field, not just yet though.
So the first time that you went to that orphanage, you said you couldn't figure out why. You didn't quite know what was it that called you back. Figure it out? You know what it is? Was it just this was what you were meant to do? This is where your heart lies?
Yeah, I think it's the purpose of my life.
So we could really wrap this whole Delicate Flower up with Pack Paddle and Ski. The Delicate Flower was where Pack Paddle and Ski would help you
find the purpose along the journey, or of the journey,
And winter's coming, so the Delicate Flower will move inside, so it is not to die.
But I will still be blooming. Let's not get that wrong.
Even in the winter.
Perfect.
Okay. That's a wrap.
Sure.